Y'all, this is Audra Hicks, your Tennessee Realtor. I wanted to go over some things you need to know about homeowners associations today. So, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned because I put the real in real estate. Okay, so I wanted to go over some things that you need to know about homeowners associations. If you did not know them, or if you have been in a homeowners association before, then you kind of know what it's like to live in a community, a planned development that has a homeowners association. They range in prices. They could be monthly, quarterly, yearly that you pay. Usually I see when my clients close on a home with that, they have to pay fees to be a part of that association. So it's like a membership anyway. I think they usually pay up a whole year in advance, and then next year they'll start, paying quarterly or whatever. So a homeowners association is an entity that enforces rules for living in a community that chooses to be governed. So that means they can tell you what to do. In a long or in a short synopsis, they get to tell you what to do. It's not all bad. Most communities that do that, they want their community to be to a certain caliber. They don't want, junk cars there. They don't want trash cans left out past a certain time whenever you put them out. So you may get letters in the mail. And sorry for the way I sound. I'm just getting over a cold. Look over that part today. But you might get letters in the mail, notices, final warnings, whatever you may get. I have heard people that get so tired of homeowners associations that they just sell their house and move on, never want to ever be a part of one again. But then I've had people that love homeowners associations. They're good rule followers. They do whatever. And over the years, we've had many clients that have been in even multi-million-dollar homes that are in associations that they have had neighbors somehow come over their fence and know that they are painting windows or the back of the house a certain color when you can't even see it from anywhere. And then they are told that they need to repaint their house. So they can get really extreme, but for the most part, a lot of them, they just want to keep the neighborhood looking good. I get that. But then there are so many people who are involved in it that sometimes overstep their bounds and want to let you know that they're the neighborhood association's president, whatever. But you can get a lien on your home, you can get fines, things like that. Are you going to get that? Probably not, as long as you follow the rules of the neighborhood. When you buy a home, you get CC&Rs, the covenants, conditions and restrictions. So that's what CC&Rs means. And that's going to go over everything you need to know about that homeowners association. Yes, homeowners associations can go up if they, if the homeowners association covers all of the roofs in a complex, say it's a townhome complex or something, community, and they have just incurred a huge bill to re-roof everything, it may go up after that. So just if it's $75 a quarter, just know it is for now. It may be $100 before you know it, but that's just the way that it could be. Homeowners associations have the CC&Rs, and they like to enforce them. And some examples of restrictions or rules you might see are limits or requirements for like vacation renting, yard decorations, yard work. If you add on to the home or do certain renovations, your fence, the placement of your fence, the height of it, the kind of fence that you put in your home or your yard. If you have parking for guests or visitors that are coming to you, or if you don't. So they'll let you know where they could park or not. If you can have an RV, or can it be visible if there is an area for those. And it also can cover the siding and roof colors and materials, like I was saying. They like it, uniformity throughout the neighborhood on certain things too. So that's things that are there. Your homeowners association fees. Now those can be, monthly fees. We have seen anywhere from, super low, like in the 20s, $15, $20 a month. Usually it's quarterly. There's some recently that I have seen that are over $300 a month. But they're usually anywhere from 75, 100, in the hundreds, 200s, 300s, depending on what amenities are there too. So you need to know the amenities that are in that neighborhood or community, complex, whatever, and what hours those amenities are open as well. So your amenities can be, what are your HOA fees paying for? You need to know, is it going to take care of the outside stuff? Is it just insurance for the neighborhood? Or is there a swimming pool? Are there walking trails that have to be paid for? Is there insurance for the neighborhood? Should somebody fall in there and try to sue all of y'all? There's many things that that the HOA fee that you are paying will cover. Is it trash pickup? It could be a number of things. There's a townhome community that it's usually the pool. They cover all of the siding, the painting, let's see, this one's in Goodlettsville. And I believe it is the lawn care, landscaping, the roofs, parking lots, things like that. So it is a higher fee per month as well. But some people, even for us, we don't have an HOA. We live in more rural setting. We have 2.5 acres, but we pay somebody to mow, take care of the landscape and things like that. So you're going to pay somewhere, monthly with wherever you do live. But we chose not to be in an HOA because we are rule followers, so we would follow the rules, but we don't like being told what to do with our own home. So, and in a way, you did get told that anyway on your deed restrictions, because you're going to have those too, but not really per se telling you can't paint your house this color or whatever. So, but there's a lot of my clients who love HOAs. They love that. They don't have to worry about certain things. Some of your single people, they love that because they either don't want to take care of a yard, or the older people, they don't want to have to mow, they can't mow for whatever reason, or they're too busy. So they would rather everything else be taken care of outside, and they don't have to worry about that. There's that. There's a community up in Portland, I know that I've sold several in, and it had a yearly fee. Then people were not paying it, but it was supposed to have had walking trail and things like that. That never got put through. But I know when I sell houses in there, people have to pay that yearly fee or back fees because they haven't been paying it, even though there's not really anything for it. But it was already there when they bought it, and they knew about it. They just haven't been paying it. So you need to know, who manages that community as well, because that's usually who you're going to pay your HOA dues to and stuff. Your HOA fees are not going to be part of your mortgage, but when you go to buy the home, you are going to, that mortgage company uses the HOA fees as part of your debt to income. So when you have your pre-approval letter, and your realtor is going to tell you, hey, this one's got HOA fees. I'm going to be in contact with the lender. Here's how much it says that the quarterly dues are, things like that. They're going to use that as part of your debt to income and knowing if they qualify you for that house, if you can buy that house as well. So those are going to be your overall, you're going to have in your mortgage anyway, your escrows. Those are going to be your insurance and property taxes, but just know that you're going to have to pay separately next year after you buy the home. Usually they're going to set it up to where they already take out and pay a whole year in advance of your HOA fee or dues, and then you need to do that, start doing that the next year. Also, when you're going to buy a home in a homeowners association, look up their reputation and how well they take care of problems and things that incur that are supposed to be paid for by the HOA. You might try to ask some people in the community how they, how things are going and stuff when you're buying the home. I know a lot of my buyers like to talk to neighbors. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. Not all neighbors get along with everybody, so but you're gonna get to know them anyway once you buy the home. So you need to know on HOA insurance the responsibilities of that. Is it going to be a catastrophe insurance? Pros and cons. Just figure out your pros and cons about homeowners insurance or homeowners associations and things like that. Whenever you go to buy a home, that if you buy in an HOA, you're going to either love it or hate it. There's not many in between. They either love it or hate it. Some people want to sell eventually and get out of a homeowners association. I've had buyers tell me when we sit down for a buyer's consultation, I don't want to have nothing to do with an HOA ever again. I had some people call me from Florida that said, I found you online and they're looking at getting out of their HOA because there's somebody that's in their business all the time and they just won't, they won't quit. So, and sometimes, it depends on what you're doing. Are you trying to incite a letter from the HOA? I mean, some people do things purposely because they don't want to be told what to do, but you bought in a neighborhood with an HOA, so that's going to happen. So just try to get along with everybody and you'll probably be fine in an HOA. Sometimes not. It just depends. It depends on who is over it and everything. So find out who the president is and try to get to know them. Carry them cupcakes every once in a while, whatever. But HOAs are not all bad. There's communities where you have very expensive HOAs every month. So a lot of amenities. You might have golf courses, part of them, and in golf course communities and lake homes, being a part of it, just different things. But it's like going to join a country club. We've been there, done that for many years, and so it's the same. It's basically the same thing there. So you either love it or hate it, and usually an HOA is going to be there for, if you get neighbors that want to have junk cars and want to work on cars and not take care of their property, things like that, then there's a way to get that handled so that it doesn't bring down the property values and things. So, they have their place. The HOAs have their place. Now, we live in a great community. None of us ever have any issues with that kind of thing, and but we have quite a bit of acreage between us and 8 people on our block. So but it's a nice community, nice neighbors. We don't really want to ever move, and we've done and still doing lots to our home inside and out, and but I just wanted to get on here today and tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly about a homeowners association. And I didn't go into everything. You either love it or hate it. That's what I say. You either love it or hate it. And in my buyer's consultation, I find out if people are fine with an HOA. A lot, probably 50-50. Some of half my buyers are okay with it. Half of them are not. Never want to have anything to do with it. So that's what I'm saying. You either love it or hate it. I don't have any that say, oh, I'll might be okay, but no, it's usually one or the other. Don't want it or I don't mind it. So it's whether you can, live by those rules, which you need to get a copy of the CC&Rs, look over them to make sure that you are going to abide by everything inside of those rules. So that's what HOAs are about. You get some people who make them bad for others. That's in every community there pretty much. Some people just can't get along with others, so they make it bad on the others. So an HOA, would I live in an HOA? No. We looked at one point. We thought we would. Now we did. Now I have to say though, we did live in one, but we were in a corporate rental situation after our house fire in 2015. So we didn't buy into that community, but we lived in one and we heard the negativity. Like we heard it from the people. There was somebody selling their home because they constantly were being told what to do. Even though you sign on with that, I mean, when you buy your home, you know that you're going to be told what to do. So, you've got to abide by those rules. There were people that, and it is a little, I don't know, it would get on your last nerve if you put out your trash can on the day of the trash day and you didn't make it home in time to put your trash can up. People got letters for that. And that's all they heard. Well, maybe if you were a good neighbor and you knew that person worked so late, maybe you want to go help a person out and move their trash can in. I don't know. Like, can you remedy it or have somebody move your trash can in if you know that you're not going to be home? Personally, I don't know why it would be such an issue knowing that it's going to be put up when they get home. So, I mean, they get nitpicky. They can be. Some are not. Some never give people issues. There are some that don't even give people issues. They just, it's like they don't even have an HOA. So I hear that too. No, we lived in that one. We loved how they kept the houses. There were sidewalks. So we went and walked and with the fur babies too. And our son would skateboard and, we were able to walk as a family at night and feel good in that community. We really didn't mind it. Now, we didn't, buy in there. We bought where we're at now, almost 9 years ago this year. So, we did live in an HOA. So we got to see and hear what people do not like about an HOA when we went around walking and talking to neighbors and stuff. So would we buy in an HOA? We would probably not. We don't want to. When we were looking at buying a home, because we didn't have good internet here, but we're glad we waited because we have fiber internet and we love our home. We went around looking and everything that price range we were looking at was always an HOA. And we were like, great, now we're going to be in an HOA. But we didn't do it. We stayed, and all roads led back to home. We love our home too much, and we weren't supposed to move, so that was a good thing. But many people do love HOAs because they want to keep the neighborhood looking good, and they're rule followers. So, if they do get a letter, they'll remedy it and fix it, and that's what you need to do so that you don't keep getting those, because you can get a lien put on your property. So when you go to sell it, it's going to be paid off before, during the sale of your property. So that's just a tidbit of information on HOAs. Either you love it or you hate it. So hopefully that helped you. And if it did, please subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.